There's a moment, somewhere in your 70s, where your body feels heavier, not just from age, but from what you've carried for so long. Not physical weight, but emotional weight, the expectations, the regrets, the fears, the voices that told you to be more, do more, fix more, the patterns you never questioned, the guilt that lingered even when it wasn't yours. And one day, you begin to wonder, what if I didn't have to carry all of this anymore? In this 3-part reflection, we'll explore what it means to truly let go after 70. Not to give up, but to rise. Not to retreat, but to return to who you've always been beneath the noise. Letting go isn't an act of forgetting. It's an act of remembering who you are, without the burdens you were never meant to keep. Let's begin. Letting go of old expectations. We spend so much of our lives trying to live up to things we never chose. Be a certain kind of parent. Earn a certain kind of respect. Look a certain way. Achieve this. Avoid that. Always move forward. Always stay strong. But at 70, those expectations begin to feel hollow. The world changes. The roles shift. And somewhere in the quiet, you realize you no longer have to meet anyone's standard but your own. Margaret, 74, spent years trying to be the perfect grandmother, baking cookies, planning parties, never saying no. Until one day, after canceling a doctor's appointment to attend a birthday, she felt something snap. I was still trying to earn love I already had, she said. Now, she sets boundaries. She rests. She listens to her body. And her family, they love her just the same. When you release expectations, you make room for authenticity. You begin to live not to impress, but to express. Not to prove, but to be. Letting go of regret. Regret is a shadow that follows us quietly. The words unsaid, the chances missed, the mistakes made by younger versions of ourselves. But at 70, you gain something powerful, perspective. You begin to see the full picture, not just the moment of failure, but the years that followed, the healing, the growth, the people you became because of what went wrong. Walter, 78, used to regret not taking a job in another city. He thought often about the what-ifs, but over time, he began to realize, had he moved, he never would have met his wife, never would have raised his children in the same neighborhood where he grew up. Regret faded, not because the decision changed, but because his understanding did. You can't change the past, but you can release its grip on your present. Forgiveness, especially of yourself, is a quiet strength. One that says, I did the best I could, and I'm still becoming. Letting go of the fear of slowing down. In a culture that celebrates speed, productivity, and youth, aging can feel like failure. But slowing down is not losing, it's listening. To your breath, to your heart, to your inner rhythm. Pacing yourself isn't giving up. It's honoring the season you're in. Harold, 80, used to mow his lawn twice a week, rake the leaves, clean the gutters, until one fall afternoon, he slipped and spent 2 nights in the hospital. After that, he started asking for help, not because he had to, but because he was ready. Now, he says, I sit more, watch more, think more, and somehow I feel more alive than I did when I was rushing. Letting go of speed doesn't mean letting go of life. It means choosing depth over distance, stillness over stress, and peace over performance. Letting go of old roles and identities. For decades, your identity may have been wrapped in your roles. Parent, spouse, employee, caretaker, provider. And those roles mattered. They shaped your days. They gave you purpose. But after 70, many of those roles begin to shift or disappear altogether. The house is quieter. The calendar emptier. The phone doesn't ring as often. And for some, this can feel like loss. But it's also an invitation to ask, who am I now without the roles? Elaine, 76, struggled after retiring from a long career in nursing. She felt invisible, unanchored, until she began volunteering at a local garden. There, she wasn't Nurse Elaine. She was just Elaine. And over time, she says, I discovered parts of myself that had been waiting quietly for years. Letting go of identity isn't erasing yourself. It's uncovering yourself beneath the labels, the obligations, the masks, and what you find may surprise you. Letting go of the need to control. Control gives us a sense of safety. For much of life, we try to manage everything. Our children's choices, our health, our homes, even how others see us. But life, especially after 70, becomes clearer in its truth. Most things were never ours to control. And in that realization, there's a deep sigh of relief. Raymond, 81, spent years trying to keep the family close, planning reunions, resolving arguments, keeping everyone in touch. But as his children grew and formed their own paths, he felt left out, even hurt. Eventually, he stopped trying to hold everything together, and something shifted. When I let go, he says, they started coming back, not because I pushed, but because I gave them room. Letting go of control isn't surrender, it's trust. It's saying, I will show up with love, but I will not grip, I will not force, because peace doesn't grow in tight fists. It grows in open hands. Letting go makes space for belonging. Perhaps the most beautiful thing that happens when you let go is what you allow in. By releasing what no longer fits, old roles, regrets, control, you create space. Space for softness, for new connections, for presence. You begin to attract people who see the real you, not the version you work to maintain, but the one who is at ease, at peace, at home in your own spirit. Barbara, 77, joined a storytelling group at her local library. I thought I was too old to start something new, she said. But it turns out I was finally old enough to do it for joy, not for validation. That's the magic of letting go. It doesn't leave you empty. It leaves you open. Letting go is a form of strength. Many people think strength is holding on, but you've learned sometimes strength isn't a release. Letting go doesn't mean you don't care. It means you trust. It means you've grown wise enough to know what's yours to hold and what's not. Shirley, 79, kept every letter, every gift, every memory from her late husband tucked away in drawers for over a decade. She was afraid that letting any of it go would mean letting go of him. Then one day, she gathered a few of his things and gave them to her grandchildren, telling them stories as she did. I realized he wasn't in the things, she said. He was in me. He still is. Letting go is not forgetting. It's carrying differently. It's walking forward with love, without the need to prove or preserve. Because the deepest parts of love can never be lost. Peace grows when you stop chasing. There's a quiet kind of freedom that comes when you stop chasing what you no longer need. Success, approval, being right, being strong all the time. When those pursuits soften, something else appears. Peace. Ruth, 84, says she used to spend her days tidying every corner of the house, keeping busy from sunrise to bedtime. I didn't know how to be still, she said. I thought rest meant I was lazy. Now, she naps in the afternoon. She watches birds outside her kitchen window. She knits, not to finish something, just to be. I'm still, she says, but I'm not stuck. I'm finally settled. That is peace. When you let go of chasing, you arrive fully, quietly, and beautifully. Living lightly doesn't mean living less. So what does it mean to live the rest of your years lightly, but fully? It means you say yes to joy, even in small doses. It means you laugh, especially at yourself. It means you forgive again and again. It means you notice sunlight, silence, the taste of ripe fruit, the sound of your favorite song. To live lightly is to carry only what lifts you. To live fully is to be present for the people around you and for yourself. Letting go creates space. And in that space, you begin to live again, not out of duty, but out of delight. Final thoughts. Letting go is not a single act. It's a way of walking, one step at a time, one breath at a time, one choice at a time. You don't need to carry everything you once did. You don't need to earn your place in the world again. You've already done enough. Now you get to be soft, be strong, be free, because the most beautiful part of letting go is discovering what your heart still holds. Thank you for being here. If something in this message touched you, leave a comment and share what you're ready to release. We'd love to hear from you. And if you'd like more peaceful reflections like this, subscribe and join our gentle community. Until next time, let go, live light, and let your life be filled with peace.